Good evening, everyone. Good evening. Good evening. Great to be here with you on the Japa Code this beautiful Sunday evening. Grateful to God for all the blessings. All right. So we're happy to be here. This is Yemi Awosan. I'm the host of the Japa Code. Welcome to this beautiful, beautiful episode. And, welcome everybody. I'm super excited and I'm sure you will be as well when we start this show. There's so much great content we're going to be giving to you today. Already said the topic, learn how to get a job with LinkedIn. Learn how to get a job with LinkedIn. All right, so as we start, I will just go for a quick intro and then we'll begin the show. Stay with me. I'll be right back. All right, I'll be right back. Hello, my name is Yemi and I would love to invite you to join me on the Japa Code. The Japa Code is your ultimate guide to legally migrating from Nigeria to your dream destination. If you desire to Japa, we've got you covered. We'll bring you expert advice and insider tips to help you navigate the rules, routes and resources required to make that dream a reality. Join me this Sunday at 5 p.m. on the Women Network on YouTube. The Japa Code is brought to you by Women Consults in partnership with the Migrant Resource Center, Federal Ministry of Labor and Employment. Welcome back. Thank you so much for staying with me on the show today. This is Yemi Awosan, and I'm taking you through the content of today. Exciting topic that we're going to be looking at now. We spoke about this, our special April editions, special April episodes and editions that we're having this month, and a lot of content we're giving out so far, things to help you with your decision making, to help you take the right decision with the right information. Like I always say, the more knowledge you have, the better your decisions you're going to be taking. So we want to be able to take the right decisions when it comes to the element of Japa. Usually the drive is always, I want to Japa, but when you get to the other side, there's so much you're going to be doing. I'm talking about practically starting life again, and there's so much involved in all of that. So we prefer to just equip you for those who are here, and of course who are there also, throw in some content that will help you to take the appropriate decisions as required. All right, so today we're looking at learn how to get a job with LinkedIn. Now, let's give a piece of the background information about this. Last week, Sunday, I did speak about, the current trend of the UK government, of course, beginning to reduce or necessarily not recruit for workers, healthcare workers from the red list country. And before you knew it, Monday, Tuesday, boom, social media was buzzing in Nigeria with all that kind of talk, talking about that the fact that the UK government no longer would be recruiting from countries on the red list. Now, this information became very pronounced. And of course, through a lot of people who were planning to move to the UK using the healthcare route. So a lot of imbalance came up. And the truth about it is these things are their practical situation. The opening that made all the people want to Japa now is because of the opportunities that these countries have opened up to people. And of course, then there are policies that can show up. And that's one of the things that we try to educate a lot of people. Policies can show up and come that might change all those plans. Now, imagine somebody who has sold everything he has because he wants to Japa, and all of a sudden this kind of communication comes, instantly everything is scattered, thrown off balance. And that is why one of the things we encourage for you to be, it's not a function, you want to Japa, it's not expected that you shut down your whole life because you want to plan to do. If you're already sure that you're going, or you're gone, as the case might be, then you might want to do that. But of course, it isn't very effective for you to basically switch off your whole life here. Our guest, Dr. Osaz, some episodes back, did speak about that as well. It's important that you have a plan. And that planning process is what has brought us to a topic like this. There's so many situations right now, even out there in the UK, news coming in of Nigerians who have having issues with their processing documents to get abroad. Processing documents, some of them are not as adequate as they ought to be. And those getting in, the job requirements, a bit difficult, much more difficult than they thought. So a lot of all these issues are happening right there. And so for us, it's very important. This is your home country. Whatever it is that you are planning to go do out there, let the similitude of organization, similitude of a purpose, similitude of a clear understanding of what you want to, let it begin from here. And so if you're thrown off balance by some government policy, when you get to the destination country, you're not too shaken because you already have the structure in place. I mean, imagine you being able to get a job here as a remote job. You could work from anywhere in the world, really. And even if you say, what I do here is contractual, I want to be able to get a 9 to 5, that's why I'm going there, but it's something you're falling back on. But if everything is a no, brother, you shut down everything and you pack yourself and the family, I don't know, you move to a country and then some policies showed up there, everything goes, a bit bizarre. And so the trust is for us that we want to be able to help you, equip you with the knowledge that is required, set up, possibly motivate you to set up adequately in your country while you're doing what you're doing to plan to relocate. This program is brought to you by WIMO Consults in partnership with the Migrant Resource Center, Lagos, Federal Ministry of Labor and Employment. All right, so thank you so much for joining me. We're going to be going straight to our guest today. Without wasting much, there's so much we want to do. We're going to have a theoretical part, and we also are going to have a practical session. We're talking about how to get a job with LinkedIn. Our guest is going to be telling us how to do that. Within a short while, I will be bringing him in to tell us what he has in store for us. So much he has. Let me just prepare. Let me prepare to bring him in. All right, our guest. Oh, let me just quickly go to where I have his image stored up. Just give me a second. It's a bit of a navigation here. Just want to get his on where where his profile is stored up. All right, where his profile is stored up. Give me a second. Coming through. I guess it's a very special person. Years using the LinkedIn for business, for his own endeavors, and that has been very impactful with all that he has done. And he's going to be sharing with us some of those things today. All right, some of those things today, and then we'll learn how to be able to navigate that platform to get the results that we desire to get. We're talking about being able to use the LinkedIn for best work. All right, so our guest, Michael Ojo. All right, Michael Ojo is the founder of Octave Incorporations, a community-led digital solution company aimed at advancing digitization in Nigeria and Africa at large. He's a digital analyst, a digital strategist, and a business intelligence consultant. He studies chemical engineering at the University of Lagos and has an advanced diploma in business administration from Takeda Institute. He's worked in three startups for over 5 years, where he got the required experience to manage a group of tech companies. His goal is to own a digital university where graduates will compulsorily become entrepreneurs rather than job seekers, thereby solving unemployment in Africa. Ladies and gentlemen, without much ado, I would like to bring on set our guest, Mr. Michael Ojo. How do you do, Michael? What's up? Nice to have you on the show.
Yemi. Yeah, I'm fine.
Hey,
thank you very much. Pleasure to be here.
nice.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Great. Nice to have you. Thank you so much for honoring our invitation to be here. I know your schedule is busy. So many things to attend to. I said, you can't be managing 3 startup companies and be somebody you can get like that. There must be so many backgrounds. All right. So we're talking today about being able to optimize LinkedIn, how to use LinkedIn to get the best for ourselves. A lot of people, like we're saying, we're all about the Japa code, the roots, the routes, and the resources. There's so many people wanting to Japa, and we think that, I mean, our position is LinkedIn is a Japa,
Yeah.
LinkedIn is a Japa platform.
Very
LinkedIn
correct.
has
Very
already
correct.
Japa. So anybody who's able to relate, use the LinkedIn platform, you're certainly a Japa material. You have already Japa, it's just that you're in your own control. We want to
Yes.
be able to
Yeah.
learn, get our viewers to learn how to use the platform. Yeah, is that a good idea?
Very good. Very good. Lovely. Lovely. Lovely.
Fantastic. All right. So while we get on to bringing him in, we're going to just go for a quick break, and then it will take over teaching us what he has in store for us. Please stay with us.
Hello, my name is Yemi, and I would love to invite you to join me on the Japa Code. The Japa Code is your ultimate guide to legally migrating from Nigeria to your dream destination. If you desire to Japa, we've got you covered. We'll bring you expert advice and insider tips to help you navigate the rules, routes, and resources required to make that dream a reality. Join me this Sunday at 5 p.m. on the Women Network on YouTube. The Japa Code is brought to you by Wimo Consults in partnership with the Migrant Resource Center, Federal Ministry of Labor and Employment.
The National Electronic Labour Exchange is a unit in the International Labour Migration in the Employment and Wages Department of the Federal Ministry of Labour and Employment. The centers are information hubs for the public to meet demands of employment, referral, labor rights, recruitment advice, support, and all employment-related issues, with the aim of educating and enlightening the public on workplace and employment issues, as well as ensuring protection and decent work. Our target audience are students, all categories of migrants, and the general public. For more details, email us on jobcenterlagos@gmail.com. You can also follow us on Facebook, a National Electronic Labour Exchange, YouTube, a National Electronic Labour Exchange.
All right, welcome back, everyone. And so we're bringing in Michael in now to share with us on what he has to tell us about the LinkedIn platform. How important is LinkedIn again? Just wanted to know, how critical is LinkedIn, Michael?
Well,
On
really,
the platform.
yeah, LinkedIn is one of my most used social media. Like I use it every day. All right, and it's a very useful tool for for general personal growth, also to connect with different people worldwide. Right, you can connect with like minds. You can connect and also learn from many people, and this gives us an avenue to you know uh, also showcase what we have, right? Showcase and also gives us the exposure that we need to potential employers, potential partners, and thereby unlocking the opportunities that is there for us. So it's a platform that can be used to get those opportunities that you need to become much more successful in your venture. So yes, it's a very important social media, and I would really encourage everyone, both young and old, to use the platform.
Fantastic, and thank you so much. All right, so we're going to jump straight into your slides now. Can you share your screen so that I can link you in? All right. So we're just going to wait for Michael to do that while we just punch. Okay, all right. I think it's just about in now. All right, there we go. There we go. So Michael, you have the floor. Take it away.
All right, thank you very much, Mr. Yemi. Oh, I would really appreciate Mr. Yemi and the Wimo network, as from Wimo Consulted, for the uh, invite to come speak to every one of us here on this very interesting topic: how to land a job with LinkedIn, and also how to optimize your LinkedIn profile. Like I just mentioned, LinkedIn is a very important tool for personal growth, learning, and connecting with different professionals. It's a professional platform, professional network, where you tend to connect with people who have the same ideas as you, the same dreams, and then you work together, you become partners, or especially those who are looking for jobs, right? You can easily connect with employees, sorry, employers rather, and those who work in the company you wish to work, and then you can connect with them and ask them for different things that you need to actually land the job in that company. So I would not want to make it so much boring. So just go straight into the slide and just give us some little knowledge about what LinkedIn is, and what it's used for, and how to basically use it to land a job. A very quick introduction. I've already been introduced, right? So my name is Michael Ojo. I'm the founder and CEO of Octavia Corporations, and we're basically a digital solutions company that's aimed at advancing digitization in Nigeria and Africa by providing available, affordable, and accessible digital education and services, right? And I also studied chemical engineering at University of Lagos, and these are my skills, right? I've also learned several other skills, but just to list a few, and that's where you can reach out to me. That's my email address. So I'm happy to be here to talk to this topic, and here we go. So what is LinkedIn? Definitely, we want to know how to use something. We definitely need to know what it's all about, right? So LinkedIn is a professional networking platform that connects employers and job seekers. This is a very, very skeletal description, because LinkedIn is actually more than this, right? But then, just to streamline it to the topic of today, LinkedIn is used to connect employers and what job seekers. It helps employers find qualified candidates for open positions, while job seekers can use it to discover new opportunities. So, in our context of the topic we have today, uh, it is not just employer, or it's not just job seekers who uses LinkedIn to find jobs. Even employers also go on LinkedIn to look for potential team members, potential employees to employ, right? And that's why it's important that you have a very good profile, an optimized profile, and it's also very active, because you're not the only one out there. They are also searching for you, just as you're searching for them. And this is what LinkedIn has provided for us, has provided this platform where employers can actually connect with job seekers and vice versa. So, uh, given that, also, I would also want to add that LinkedIn is a platform where you can learn from different people. You can learn from different professionals. You can make posts there. You can, put in things up on topics that you're interested in, or topics that you're very much more experts in, right? And you can also learn from other people, right? It's a very versatile tool, right? Just to add that. So, how do you optimize your profile on LinkedIn, right? It's quite easy. You have to fill out your profile completely, just like every other social media. You have to ensure that your information there is complete, your full name, where you work or where you've worked, your past, just like sometimes they say LinkedIn is more like an online CV for you, because mostly most of what is in your CV can be found in your profile too, right? So you have to include all relevant information about your experience and your skills, right? So that's one step in optimizing your profile. Ensure that it's complete. You put in a very good description in your bio, something that explains and tells who you are, what you are, and what people should expect of you, right? And also talk about your experience, and also you can put in your skills. You can put in your certificates. That's the different um, educational background that you've gone through. You can just put them there in your profile, right? And also, very importantly, you have to put in a professional picture of yourself. You don't want to be putting in it's really not like Facebook or Instagram, where we just go out there for the fashion of it, and you just put in your full profile picture, like your full body picture, right? From head to tail, or having some ridiculous background at the back, maybe at the back of a mall or a car or something like that. No, it has to be something that that focuses on you, right? Your face, bring it down to your chest, more like a passport picture that is just quite bright and professional, right? So you have to include that, because that's also one of the things that the employers look at. Okay, this is the person I'm addressing, the person I'm going to be interacting with. All right. Of course, on the platform, you can also connect with different professionals, especially those in your industry. Well, I would assume that you would want to get a job in the particular industry you're in, whether it's education, whether it's technology, whether it's manufacturing or chemical industries. You would definitely want to connect with other professionals in that industry, and that would also give you the opportunity to see the different posts from those people, because they would most likely make a post of what you'd be interested in, right? Because it's your industry, and most times there are job ads there too, where you just click and apply, right? So it's important that you also connect with professionals in the industry, and you can also connect with as many as possible. Really, it doesn't have to be just the industry. You can, you never can tell who would actually help you from where. So you shouldn't ignore any form of connection. Ensure you connect as many as possible, right? It's a platform that is used globally, right? And you have the opportunity to connect with those in China, those in India, those in America, those in Nigeria, yeah, and every other part of the world. And you can reach out to them and get talking, and before you know it, you're flowing and you're floating in opportunities. Okay, and make sure your profile looks up to date and professional, right? It has to be active. If you go into some profile, especially those who are even looking for jobs, you see that it's not really active. The last post they made was about 1 year ago, 2 years ago, or and that's not really a good thing. You would want to actually be, even if you don't even post by yourself, at least you can do some repost of other people's posts. You can repost, you can like, you can comment. Just ensure that you're engaging posts, you're engaging people on the platform, so that shows that it's active, right? Not the one that some people don't have any posts at all, right? So that's for those that are there, right? I'm assuming that many of us might not be on the platform yet, so we're going to run through from the start how to create an account, and how to um navigate the platform, right? But these are things that you need to know about to actually optimize your profile. So once these are set, then you're good to go, really. Now, going into the business of today, you're looking for jobs, right? You want to land a job with LinkedIn. So the first thing you go on to is LinkedIn. So that's where you're trying to get the job, and you're wondering, mm, who should I approach? Where should I start from? Right? Uh, Ideally, you should already have an idea of what you want to do. Right? Let's say you studied, business management, or you're looking for a job role in data science, or you want to be maybe an accountant for a particular firm. Right? You already have in mind maybe the company you want to work with, or you have a list of companies that you want to work with, like PwC, KPMG, or maybe First Bank or Deloitte or whatever it is, right? And you could just go in there. Oh, no, you must have done your prior research on, okay, all the potential employers are, and how to find them, maybe their names and the likes, right? So you need to approach the employers, right? So research potential employers before approaching them. Now, let's say you already found an employer. Let's say he works in Deloitte, maybe the HR or the talent um acquisition manager. That's what they call some of them nowadays, talent acquisition manager, those who acquire talents for the company, right? You found the name, maybe Miss, I don't think we have those pronouns there, but let's say Ellen, right? Ellen Margaret, something like that. And then you see that is the talent acquisition manager for Deloitte. You won't just go in to of course you'd have definitely connected with her first, because sometimes you'd have to get connected before you start talking. While sometimes you can actually send a message before you get connected. So before you actually send a message, you should know who you're trying to talk to. You can check out their profile, check out um, their own LinkedIn profile and see what they do. You can actually go out there to check out how long they've been in the company. Not a little bit about them. Not a little bit about the company itself. And then when you have all this information, and then you reach out through email or direct message if that's possible. If you're not connected yet, you might not be able to go through direct message, or you might be able to go through email. Email is basically a part of the messaging um, pipeline to uh, um, a potential connection. We call those who be connected with connections, right? Just like friends on Facebook, right? And on LinkedIn, they are called connections. So email is basically the message that is allowable to to send when you are not connected. All right, and then before you get connected, they would have seen the message, and that might give them the motivation to accept your connection and then get talking with you. All right, but ensure you must have researched them first. All right, and then you reach through email or direct message if possible. Be sure to include any information from your research that could be useful or interesting to the employer. Now, um, while you're drafting the message that you're trying to send to the potential employer, right? You won't and you should not just go there and say I or hello, and just wait for them to respond. You wouldn't get any response. Trust me, these guys are very busy, and you don't want to waste their time, right? And you don't also want to appear unserious in their presence. So you have to just hit the nail on the head. um, Hi, Margaret. My name is Michael Ojo. I am the founder, or I can't say I'm the founder because in this case I'm the job seeker, right? So I'll say I'm a graduate of business management from University of Insuka. You can just go ahead and just say you're looking for a job role, this and that, and just tell them a little bit about the company, which is I see that there's an opening in Deloitte for this role, and I'm the best fit because I have prior experience in this and that, and I am sure to give my best to the position. Please do consider my my request, something like that, right? And then when the person sees this, right, and then they've seen that you actually made your research, that they're actually looking for that role, and a little bit about them too, and then you told them about your experience, about your economic background. No, they'll be appealing to actually connect with you. And when they, in fact, before they connect with you, they have to go and check your LinkedIn and see if you are the real deal, right? So everything you said to them has to match up with what you have on your profile, and that's why your profile has to be optimized, up to date, right? So when they check you out, they say, okay, they can go to your past experience and say, okay, this is what you do, this is what you've done, and this is the skills you have, all right. And then you likely get a response. Okay, thanks for connecting with me. I'd love to know more about you. Can we schedule a meeting? So when you say something like, can we schedule a meeting, you know that you have progress. Okay, and that's one of the very effective ways to actually um, get the employers to give you the opportunity for an interview, because definitely this is just the first step, right? You've basically come to portray your interest in that role, but that's just the first step. You still have to go through some registration, and they have to go through the interview. All right, so when we say you want to land a job using LinkedIn, LinkedIn basically gets you to the interview stage. So it's now left to you to prove to yourself, to the employers in that stage, that you are capable of that role, and then you get the job. All right, so there's still much work to be done, and you yourself have to be good at what you say you're good at. That you have to be skilled at what you've said you are in. You have to have the required technical soft skills for that particular job role. Definitely, the job role will have its own description, right? So you should ensure that you have over at least 75% of those um, checked. Those descriptions have to, okay. For instance, if I want to apply for a data science job, to tell me that I have to be proficient in programming Python and R, JavaScript. I have to be able to have analytical thinking. I should be able to use Power BI for dashboards and reporting. So as I have to tick all of those lists, and if I know that, okay, I have almost all of them. You don't have to have everything, really. Don't be scared by the requirements, right? I have applied for one and I got the job, but you know. I have to get my own company too. But then you don't have to have everything in the requirement. You can only have maybe over 50 or 65% of it, and then just go there and show them what you're capable of. Every company wants an employee who would bring value to the company, who would bring in more revenue, who would reduce costs. So go there and show them how your skills will help them to do that. Right. So how do you develop your pitch then when you trying to send the message? All right. So you have to create an elevator pitch that highlights why you are the best candidate for the job. Now, this is while you are sending the message, right? What I've just explained earlier. So when you are, so the message you are sending to the potential employer is what we call the elevator pitch. Something short that proves to them that you are the best catch for the job, right? So that's what you do, right? So make sure this pitch is tailored specifically to the employer's need, right? You might have several different skills, all right? Might have skills in cooking, might have carpentry skills, might have analytical skills, but do not mention skills that are not really necessary for the job you're trying to apply for. Okay, just tailor it specifically to that role and what the employer needs to hear, right? If it's an accounting role, tell them your experience in accounting, tell them the tools you use, you're good at in accounting, tell them how accountable you are, right? And yeah, so that's what your pitch to be tailored to that. So at the end of the day, right? You probably get a response, or you get a response, and something like, okay, let's schedule a meeting. And these guys can be very busy sometimes, so you might need to do the follow-up, right? You might need to do the follow-up to remind them, and which is kind of the last step of the way, right? Following up with the message you sent, right? So follow up with an email or call after submitting an application. Definitely, maybe they must have sent you a Calendly link to select the day you'll be available for a call, or you may be asked to send your application to their email, right? So they might give you like maybe HR at Deloitte.com or info, something like that. So, and then you send your application. But then let's say you wait for about some 2 3 days, or let's say a week maximum. You definitely need to follow up. Now, it doesn't need to show that you're desperate for the job. No, just with the email or call after you've submitted an application, and ensure you thank them for their time and remind them of giving you the opportunity to actually even show that you're the right person for the job, and also remind them that you are the best person for the job. All right, so this is quite about it, right? So about networking opportunities, right? Aside
All
from
right, Michael, thank you. Fantastic. I love every bit of
am I
it.
still
Yes, you are. You are. My note is so full right now. My notes are so full right now. So I think it's fantastic. I love every bit of it. So we're gonna just go for a quick break and just play something from our partners as well, and then we'll come back. Now, what I would like you to do, because
okay?
we have limited time left now, I would like you to go when we come back from this break. I would like you to just go into the practical terms of how to get
Okay.
into that. Now, for those of us who would like to have the full brief on Michael's presentation, we would have access to the slides in the notification if we can put it up for those who would like to have that going on. But I'm certain you will know, you would agree that it's been a very loaded session. Fantastic. I love every bit of it.
Thank you.
All right, so we're going
Thank you
to
very
quick break. When we return, we would get on with Michael's, practical session. Stay with us, please.
Hello, my name is Yemi, and I would love to invite you to join me on the Japa Code. The Japa Code is your ultimate guide to legally migrating from Nigeria to your dream destination. If you desire to Japa, we've got you covered. We'll bring you expert advice and insider tips to help you navigate the rules, routes, and resources required to make that dream a reality. Join me this Sunday at 5 p.m. on the Women Network on YouTube. The Japa Code is brought to you by Wimo Consults in partnership with the Migrant Resource Center, Federal Ministry of Labor and Employment.
The National Electronic Labour Exchange is a unit in the International Labour Migration in the Employment and Wages Department of the Federal Ministry of Labour and Employment. The centers are information hubs for the public to meet demands of employment, referral, labor rights, recruitment advice, support, and all employment-related issues, with the aim of educating and enlightening the public on workplace and employment issues, as well as ensuring protection and decent work. Our target audience are students, all categories of migrants, and the general public. For more details, email us on jobcenterlagos@gmail.com. You can also follow us on Facebook, a National Electronic Labour Exchange, YouTube, a National Electronic Labour Exchange.
All right, welcome back, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us. We're here on the Japa Code. All right, my name is Yemi Awosonya. We've been here having our guest Michael Ojo on call with us. I'm going to just bring him back and continue his communication with us. Michael, thank you so much. It's such a loaded packet. I love. So you mentioned. Now HR, the terms now is talent acquisition managers. This is brilliant. I haven't been much of running to HR, so I think it's fantastic. And then I love, the thing is here, the element of LinkedIn. I think it's not yet popular in this part of the world. And I think a lot of people need to, we always run to Facebook and the Instagrams and all of that. But the LinkedIn part is the professional platform for people who are career-driven, you want to expand your job, enlarge your prowess, advance your work to the globe as it were. And I think it's a very important platform that we need to embrace. We need to embrace at this time, make as popular as possible. Even the advent of this job, because this is the thing, a lot of people wanting to relocate. Travel abroad and all of that, but here they are because of the job openings that are being constantly brought forward to people to come in those countries to come and do. Now, if you were to go through LinkedIn, you would discover that there's so much more jobs. But right now, the anchor is always been on the healthcare, but there's so much more jobs, business dealings. You've used LinkedIn to do business for a long while, yeah?
Yes, I am.
Fantastic.
You're very correct.
And it's been very, very good for you. It's working. Is it not working for you? I mean, are you planning to jump out to?
Yes, actually, yeah. Well, yeah, come on, right? Well, yeah.
You see, but the thing is, wherever you are, you can run your business, you can do your work, because the work you're doing is basically, it's online, it's remote work. And so for someone like you that wants to, even if you want to get another job, maybe in all the multinational, the Silicon Valleys of this world, you already have a base for what you're doing. You have a job that you're already doing. You have something already. And that's really what we're trying to say. Even if you're planning to Japa, let's set up structures in here that can help.
Yeah.
All right. So within like 5-6 minutes, because we're about to round up as well, take us through the practical sections of LinkedIn. Let's open the LinkedIn platform. Let's get in there. Let's see how to navigate through. I think what you've said is quite cumbersome, really. And I'm sure there's so much more you still want to talk about, but let's go into the details of setting up the LinkedIn structure. So if your slides are up, I would just add you to the stream, and then we'll just pick.
You can add
that up. Okay, all right. I'm adding that now, so we can just have. All right, there you go. So you have the floor.
All right, thank you very much, Jamie. Yes, you're very correct. Part of this world, we've not really embraced the power and potential of LinkedIn yet, and it's quite important that we work on that sensitization for this platform. LinkedIn really is quite effective for especially those who are very keen on their professional career. Now, let's go through a quick practical section. So we'll be talking about LinkedIn. So what is it? So this is it, right? So the very first thing you would go to is LinkedIn.com, right? So you just type that in your search bar on your browser or on your mobile phone, and then you would get to this page. So it's just like sign up in any other um, social media. You can click on join now, and then you fill in the information, and then you create an account. Or very quickly, you can just come here and click on. Okay, let's say I click on join now. Let's see what it shows. So you can see that you can continue with Google. You can put in your email and your phone number here, agree and join. They might send you a code to your email to verify, or you can just quickly come to come to this button here and click on continue with Google, so that you just sync with your Google account and then create the account for you. But I already have an account, right? So I'm just going to click on sign in instead, right? And um I already have my email put there already. So I'm just going to put in my password. And I'll be logged in to LinkedIn. And yes, my LinkedIn page. And you can see that the first post that came up is from one of my connections, Emmanuel Nduka, and I'm sure it has been a sensation on LinkedIn recently after his um, you know meeting with the billionaire Elimelu, and it's been a role model to young ones out there, right? So it's always quite motivating too. All right, so let's on my computer, right? Right, of course the mobile view will be a little bit different. It's not as wide as this, right? But is it right? So I can. So let's say you're new to LinkedIn, right? So where do you come to? You definitely go to your profile. So you can click on your name. My name is Michael Ojo. So I can click on my name there, and I show you my profile. So this is the profile picture I used. You can see what I talked about. Something that just focuses on you. The other side can be blur, but just from your head down to your chest side, right? And it could be better, right? You can put it in a white background, right? And then at the background, that the cover picture is the logo of my company, Active Corporations. You can actually make a banner background for yourself. Maybe if you're a writer or if you're a business person, you can just put it there and make a very nice design. I'll show an example real quick, but let me just go. So you can of course, because right now I work at Octave Corporation, so I just put my short tagline here: reshaping digital education, which is our tagline at Octave Corporations, right? But I will show us different other profiles, and you can be able to understand how you can really work on yours, right? So this is where you would add your experience, or before the experience, under your about, right? You can put in right yeah, it's mine. So I just put in a little bit information about myself. Now some people tend to write so much more under this about, right? I just went in to just put in my skills and what I do and the rest, right? And yes, the experience, right? So I have we have some other companies in Octave where we offer different solutions, tech solutions, right? And this is my education, the education, and then the licenses, right? You can see I have over. In fact, I have stopped even updating this. So one thing that you need to work on for yourself is to like work on different online courses, just to show that you've been able to invest time in your personal growth, and then you can put them here. And if a potential employer comes to your profile and then they see all of this, they're like, wow, you've actually gone, out of mile to actually develop yourself, and which they'll be proud of, right? Or they'll be more confident in you. Uh, right. So that's it. So you need to ensure that this is optimized. So let me just show you someone else. So there's one of my connections, Formula Oyekomi. Now, this is what I'm talking about, right? While I consider as is, I would admit much more professional than mine, right? Because she has been in the business for quite some time now, and you can see that the tagline she used is was basically designed tailor her skills and what she do. Right, so you can do something like this too, right? You can see the picture she used, quite lovely, and then it's called cover picture, right? Cover photo, right? So let's see. So unlike me, that I use the reshaping digital education. Now you can see what she used for us. So she kind of used a pipe to put in different information about herself. She's in law and management consulting and development. She's building HSSN, which is public organization, and all of this, right? So this makes it much more detailed and make people understand what she's actually into, right? And let's see about, right? So let's see, yeah, what I'm talking about. So you can see about, right? It's quite an interesting read. So I am someone who believes that not much people have very long attention span, right? Right, but then seeing a profile like this, you might be tempted to read it, right? So this is one way you can do it, but I might say that it's quite a lot. But it basically shows that, yeah, if you come here and you read everything here, you'll be convinced of my skills. Well, but then sometimes people tend to do this, and at the end of the day, they are not, and that's why also have to be the real deal that you say you are. You have to work on yourself, right? So and then these are also uh different experience, and then she also put in if of course, if you have volunteered, you can put it there. It shows that you also give back to the public, and then this, right? So this is just I'll show us one more profile. Let's see. A very good friend of mine, Mr. David, uh what that his name again? Okay, I can just search for it. Right, so this is let's see. All right, I think I remember now. Adi from Laya. Yeah, be very familiar. Now look at this one of my connections profile, right? It was actually my previous boss, right? I worked with Eficos about 3-4 years ago, right? And see is on. A matter of fact, you can put in a video bio in your profile. Yeah. If I click on that, it's going to show description about him, right? And this is what he also puts in his own bio too. So yeah, so this makes sense. A first class oil and gas graduate transitioning to climate leadership building. So yeah, this, and you can see he has over 15,000 followers. Let's see about too. So let's go down and also look that the last time Peter was one month ago, which is quite recent. So you can see also that he has quite the engaging, right? So you have to also ensure that when you go on this platform, you engage with people. You also make your own posts and content, right? So let's look at it about. Okay, so it made it quite interesting. Yes, you read my headline. Yes, that's right. All right, so that gave it a quite powerful start, and then yeah, it is right. It's not as much as the other ladies one, but yeah, this one I would actually sit down to read and say, oh wow, this person has done this and that, and I'm more interested in him, right? So that is about. So how do you actually compose this? First of all, of course, you yourself have to know yourself, right? And you can just come here and just put in things about you, right? Professional things about you. What school you attended and your motivation, what you wish to work on and stuff like that. As look at what you said here. Due to my impact in climate sustainability and leadership in Africa, I was nominated as one of the. So you can also put in some awards that you might have gotten here. And of course, he has few experience which he has puts in here. It's a very active individual, right? And his education also, and volunteering and the licensing and certifications. Yeah, great. So you can also look at this place, my network. Under my network, see, I have some this invitations to um to follow their newsletter, right? You can come here and you can actually connect with different people, right? Like I said, you can connect with So I'm just going to click on my network again, and I will just scroll down, and like I said, you can connect as many as possible. First of all, LinkedIn will basically tailor those you will see based on your profile. So look at what they said. People you may know from University of Lagos because I attended University of Lagos, right? So I can start to, even though you don't know them, right? You can decide to connect. Just click on connect, connect, connect. You know, you can connect as many as you can, but you don't want to do it so many times in a day, right? So then you can connect as many as possible. Right, so that's where you connect, and then you can also follow. So there's connecting and there's following. Following, it's not as if you are connected per se, but then you can also get to see their post, right? But you're not fully connected, right? So let's do a quick. Okay, before that, LinkedIn also has a job section. Like it has a job where you can actually go and apply for jobs. So like directly, you can see, you can actually come here and then you can search for instance, I can come here, let's say I'm interested in accounting, right? I'll just come here and search for accounting or account manager. I can come here and search for that, and then you would see different what's it called, different job posts on that accounting alone, right? And then you look, okay, I'm interested in this new globe. Then you come there and then you click on new globe. You go to the company itself by clicking on the on this new globe, and then it goes to the company's page. And one beautiful thing is that you can go to their website, view their website, and you can search for who you want to actually talk to on LinkedIn, right? Or you can come to the people's part of it. Come to people, and then you would see like those that are working there, right? You can see the growth manager there, right? You can see so uh, you can decide to, okay, look at the customer care person and the rest. So this is people that work or worked there. So you can connect with one of them, and then you can send a message to them. All right, and this is where you have the messaging,
All right.
right? So you have all these messages. Someone wish to.
All right,
Am I
Michael,
still?
we gotta go. It's been a great
Am I?
time, great talking. We're rounding off the show now. All right,
Oh,
I
okay,
think it's
okay, okay.
yes, I think it's pretty much it's a loaded package. And what I'm going to do, possibly, we might have another session with you this time around. The practical sessions with you in terms of that LinkedIn thing, and then we'll try and see. Maybe we'll have somebody who would come up and do the practical session with you as well, that you can work on the person's
Okay.
account who has not worked before, and then we just do. I think that would be a great one to be able to drive home the point. But clearly, there's so much knowledge, so much information you have shared with us today, and we are extremely grateful for that. Thank you so much. Thank you
You're
so much for
welcome.
sharing
You're
with us.
welcome.
Michael Ojo is the CEO of Octave Incorporations. Big guy. All right. So if you want to get a job in Octave Incorporation, you got to go to LinkedIn. Go to LinkedIn and connect with Michael Ojo there. And I'm sure there's so much information you can get from him. At Michael Ojo, yeah. On I think on LinkedIn. What's your handle on LinkedIn again?
Just Michael Ojo. Michael Ojo. It will come up. Right. If you search
Oh,
for
I
Michael
hope
Ojo, you
there's
see me.
only one Michael Ojo in the world. It's not just plenty. Anyway, we'll see
Oh
your face now.
well,
This is your face.
because I'm very active. Because I'm very active, you kind of see me in the first list, right? And then
All
you see my face
right, I
too, like
love
you said.
that. So that's another lesson now. So your activity pushes you to the
Yeah.
fore,
So you,
you know, and
yes.
that's brilliant. That's brilliant. That's brilliant. Thank you so much for your time today. We're so grateful. Thank you
You're welcome.
so much for your time. Thank you. All right, everyone. It's been a great show today. We have to go. Sorry, we took a bit longer than we normally would. It's been a great time. I had so much fun. Listening to Michael just teach us on how to set up the LinkedIn. If this has been wonderful for you, well, of course, like we always say, please like and share the video, and of course, invite people to be part of it. If you are just watching this and you have not clicked on the link to subscribe to the channel, please do so. We implore you to do so. It's a great time we've had on Japa Code today, and I'm super excited about it. Thank you so much for joining us. Next week, Sunday, The next episode will be another bumper. We're still in our April special editions, every special episode. So next Saturday will be a special one. We're working on some very important big guys to come in for the next episode. As soon as we're able to get their confirmations, it will be strictly broadcasted and all of us will get to know about it. Thank you so much. Great time we've had. A big thank you to our partners. We're hoping someday sponsors will come on board, all right, on the show. A big thank you to our partners, the Migrant Resource Center of Lagos, the Federal Ministry of Labor and Employment. Before we go, we'll take a quick word from the Migrant Resource Center again, just to refresh our memory.
The National Electronic Labour Exchange is a unit in the International Labour Migration in the Employment and Wages Department of the Federal Ministry of Labour and Employment. The centers are information hubs for the public to meet demands of employment, referral, labor rights, recruitment advice, support, and all employment-related issues, with the aim of educating and enlightening the public on workplace and employment issues, as well as ensuring protection and decent work. Our target audience are students, all categories of migrants, and the general public. For more details, email us on jobcenterlagos@gmail.com. You can also follow us on Facebook, a National Electronic Labour Exchange, YouTube, a National Electronic Labour Exchange.
Hello, my name is Yemi and I would love to invite you to join me on the Japa Code. The Japa Code is your ultimate guide to legally migrating from Nigeria to your dream destination. If you desire to Japa, we've got you covered. We'll bring you expert advice and insider tips to help you navigate the roads, routes and resources required to make that dream a reality. Join me this Sunday at 5 p.m. on the Wimo Network on YouTube. The Japa Code is brought to you by Wimo Consults in partnership with the Migrant Resource Center, Federal Ministry of Labor and Employment.
All right, thank you so much. It's been a great time with us on the show today. I'll see you again next week, Sunday. And, wish us all the very best in dreams and aspirations. All right, have a great one. Take care.